Good morning. Hi, everyone. I know I'm super late, but thanks for joining me for Rise and Shine with Miko today. I always, like, you guys ever had those moments where you feel like you're at your lowest low and then it just kind of you launch off the next day, you're just feeling the most amazing ecstasy that you can feel, and that's really how life works. Like the lower you get, the higher you will bounce off of, right? The way that I look at life, it's really like a trampoline. The lower I go, the higher I'm gonna bounce up. I know every single time when I'm going through a really low moment where I'm just feeling so much yucky stuff coming up, I know that breakthrough is just on the other side. We always have to go through the breakdowns to get to the breakthroughs on the other side, right? So, what I came to realize after going through, I would say, like the past 48 hours of just kind of like insane emotions showing up, one of the biggest aha moments I really came to realize is that there's been this inner battle that's going on. You number Ryan, thanks for tuning in. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but like there is this inner battle that's going on in my mind, in my heart, in my body, and energetic being that's happening all day, every day. And for any one of you guys like doing personal development work, you guys been working on yourself, doing the inner work, the more conscious you become, the more you are at war with like the programmings, the conditioning, the old ways of being, the old patterns that have got you to where you're at today, right? You are constantly in this battle. You're being torn to different side. Like your consciousness, your awareness knows that your potentials, like where it's the next step that's really gonna take you further in whatever you want to create. But then like at the same time you're being held back by all these programmings, all these patterns that are just constantly keeping you in the smallness, keeping you in the limiting ways of being and the limited ways of thinking and feeling. So like that's what I've been going through lately. I like the more that I raise up my consciousness, the more like all the old programmings that no longer serve me are just being brought up to the surface. And the only way to get to the other side is you just have to sit through it. You just have to sit through the pain. And one of the biggest things that I really have to transcend and let go of my energetic being, let go of my patternings, like is the idea that I am not good enough or I am second best. And it all comes back down to like the trauma that's coming from childhood, right? Like I talked about this before. I have a twin sister, and growing up, like I think from a very early age on, the moment I was born, my mom kind of gave me away to let someone else take care of me just because she couldn't take care of like all three of us, me, my twin, and my older sister. So she really needed that support. And I think like from that very early on, like it kind of told me the story that I'm not loved, like I'm second best because my mom chose my twin sister over me. So like that is the story that's been playing in my life for like the longest time. So now the more that I really dive deeper, raising my consciousness, the more I'm aware of like all these ways of being that's really holding me back, right? But my point to kind of summarize what I'm trying to say, where I'm leading you guys to, is that one of the biggest problem, and it's like the number one biggest problems that we have in today's society, is that we've been conditioned and taught that who we are is what we do. Who we are is what we achieve, what we get, what we have, right? We are this straight A's that we get in school. We are this high school graduate that we just accomplished. And I see this right now, like so many people have like signs up. They said, congrats class of 2020. And this is in no way for me to like discredit the hard work that people have done to graduate from high school, to graduate from college. But society has placed such a huge emphasis on what are the things that we achieve and the things that we do, and that shapes who we are. And that is such an unhealthy way of being conditioned to become. Like we become who we are based on the things that we achieve, the diplomas that we get, the jobs that we get, the money that we earn, the relationship that we get. All of our powers have been externalized outside of us, right? What about we switch the entire narrative and instead who we are is what I am? Like, what are you? Beyond the physical identities, beyond the titles, the attachments, beyond the attachments to your partner, attachments to your money. If you can strip all that away, what are you? Right? Really ask that question. What are you? Beyond all of the outside attachments and all of that stuff. And right now it's a prime opportunity for us to really look at what's in us that needs to be let go of, because like the world is a mirror of exactly what's in each and every single one of us. And I sent out a newsletter today to my audience and talked about this whole topic. Is like we see all these injustice happening, we see all these ways of treating each other is not okay, but that's actually just a reflection of how many of us are not being just with ourselves, with our own values, with our own voices. Like we are shutting ourselves down so many different ways. Like we have this desire in our hearts, but we say no to it because we want to live up to someone else's expectation, or we don't honor what we truly need, like what we truly want, to sacrifice our soul for to chase the money, to chase the paycheck, or we silence our voice to seek love and validation from someone else. We, in so many different ways, we are dishonoring ourselves. We are being unjust with ourselves. And now what's happening right now is just an accumulation of all the injustice, all the dishonoring, all the crimes that we are committing with ourselves, and now it's being shown globally in the external world, right? So we really now is a time for us to look inward. Like we don't need to externalize our powers anymore. Like we don't need to do that. And you hear all these celebrities, all these like people on the news like telling you voting is the answer. No, voting is not the answer. You don't need to have another politicians to decide what your reality is gonna be. You don't need to externalize your power anymore. Like it is time for you to look at where in your life can you really own up to the responsibility to not only shape your reality, but to shape the reality of the people around you. So like stop externalizing your powers and to really look outside and try to fix other conditions. Like this goes so deep, right? Like going back to what I shared at the beginning, we've been conditioned and taught that who we are and what our reality is based on the conditions outside of us. So now there's a problem in our world, and now we are trying to fix all the conditions outside of us to change the outcome. But the reality is it's all inside. It's all inside. So really look at in your life right now, where are you being unjust with yourself? Where are you not honoring your voice, honoring your desires and your needs? And where are you not accepting you for who you are? When we cannot accept the good and the bad parts of ourselves, we cannot accept others, right? Like when we have so much judgment about who we are, about the things that we don't love about ourselves, we are going to find things about others that we are going to judge and not accept and not love. So it really just goes back down to what's in your heart, right? Like if we have all these layers and layers of pain that we are seeing through, with like seeing our reality through, it's going to reflect that. Like if we feel like everyone is out there to get us, if we have this story that's been playing in our minds right now, like that's how your reality is really going to show up. So the only way to change reality with real long-lasting change is you heal what's inside, heal what's showing up for you. And I've really been doing this work like in the past I would say a couple of days, like I'm just really all of these inner demons, the inner shadows really showing up. And I catch myself like falling back into the patterns of like, I need to change this about myself so that I can, like, it is that need to control, it is a need to fix things, is just by needing to fix something is you declaring that where you're at right now is not okay, right? You're not fully accepting and embracing and unconditionally loving every part of you. And I caught that in myself, like all these patterns of me trying to fix everything, not truly accepting me for who I am. It's the same way that you're being with yourself is the same way that you're being with everyone else around you. So instead of externalizing your power and looking outside of like, who should I vote for like the politicians, like how insane is that? How insane it is to give away your power to someone else outside of you so that they can decide how your life is gonna be like really think about this, guys. Like voting is not the answer. And I'm not saying don't protest, like do whatever you guys feel like you need to do, but you can protest, you can do like be in the movement, but at the end of the day, the real changes really goes down and like comes back down to what's in you, right? The inner work that you got to do. So that's all I want to share with you guys today. I gotta go. I have to get to work. It's a late one. So let me know what's showing up for you guys. Let me know what's really resonating with you. Remember, I always talk about this. Whatever is resonating with you, it's touching your soul at a deeper level. Maybe it might not make sense. Maybe it may not, like, you cannot grasp it, like understand the concept logically, but if it's touching you, if it's resonating at the soul level, then that's your soul recognizing it. So really sit with yourself, really like hear what I have to share, and just take in whatever is resonating. And I do hope that this inspire you to make some changes in your life, like how are you going to treat yourself today, how are you going to treat the people around you today, and just really connecting to something that's true, and really spending less time connecting to social media or the news. You don't need any of that. All right, so I'm sending so much love from me to you. I'll see you guys again at 4 p.m. PST for Ask Miko Anything. All right, guys, talk to you later.